Hello, hello, and welcome to tonight's live art stream. I hope you're doing well tonight. It's beautiful, it's calm. It's been raining, the pitter patter on the roof, maybe a light thundering, a little bit of rumbling outside. Maybe you're standing right next to the window with a coffee and you're looking outside and you're just enjoying it. The fake thundering and fake scene that I just kind of imagined or narrated for you. But anyways, today is the 500th day of 500 days of drawing, and we're going to keep on trucking, man. We're just going to keep on going. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to call it something differently. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. It might stay the same. Or it might just be like days of drawing. Or anyways, today we're going to be doing some figurative works. We're going to draw for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes or so, and then going to part ways. We're going to be better. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry. We're going to smirk. We're going to all kinds of things, all the emotions. But without further ado, let's begin, shall we? And now we're going to cue some generic music. Generic music, bro. All right. Okay, can I play? And let's begin, man. Got to get my phone. I'm gonna do a little time lapse while I'm drawing, like that. Get a little time lapse going. We're gonna start out with a couple 2-minute drawings. Let's make sure that I got the right pencil size. There we go. And we're gonna start. And we're just gonna go ahead and move the pencil around. I'm actually gonna be very sloppy with these, like almost not even like, it's gonna be like unrecognizable. It's gonna feel less like I'm drawing the figure and more like I'm just kind of scratching, doing a bunch of like scratch motions. And I'm just gonna do this for the first few to kind of really kind of get loosened up and kind of see where my motions or just kind of see where things are going, and then see what I can do to kind of tilt or pivot the marks to my favor. So we're just gonna kind of move the pencil around, not worry about the marks. Don't, like, you're in a constant battle of thinking and not thinking, right? And that's what you want to kind of fight when you're doing drawing. Like, you want to recognize that drawing is a thinking process, but also you don't want it to constant, like, unless you're doing like a very traditional drawing, you know, you don't want necessarily that like thought process to kind of shatter your mark making. So what helps is to kind of just gotta let loose and just be really loose for the first few bouts. And that's what this is. This is me kind of loosening up and letting there be more of a energy kinetic field. It also doesn't help that I'm doing like these lying down poses, and I don't like lying down poses, especially for like these short poses. I would need a lot of time for a lying down pose. I just do. I can't seem to get a, like, look how scratchy this is, right? I just can't seem to get it right. Right, the lying down pose, like literally this lying down pose is like this big, and she's kind of doing something like this, right? And then I hate lying down poses. She's on a Bosu ball, right? And there's just so much to be at factor. And plus, because lying down posed horizontal, my drawing is vertical. So I have the format completely not ready for a horizontal lying down pose. I just don't have enough room to put the figure on my frame here. So if you're seeing this and you're like, oh wow, this is kind of garbage. Well, that's the point, right? That's the point of doing these 1-2 minute drawings. You kind of get out like all that garbage motion, you know, and just to kind of practice. And that's essentially what I'm doing is I'm just kind of practicing the motion and not worrying about whether or not I'm capturing a decent likeness. Because as I said, 2-minute drawing, not a lot of time. Lying down poses, not my forte. I need a little bit more time to really. I need more time. I need a different format to really render these drawings. You know. So that's what I need. So what I'm trying to do these days in these drawings here is I'm just trying to. I'm trying to be a little bit more like not spontaneous, but looser with intent, and that's my focus on these. So I'm being a little bit looser with intent. This person's kind of like, it's like she's like crouching down. She's making an expression, but it's just basically a torso. It's just a torso photo. And then her neck. Treat the neck like a cylinder, right? Anyways, I think I made her head too small. I'm gonna go ahead and add a quick shape to kind of see how. There we go. That. Give her an ear. I have like 30 seconds. I guess I can maybe kind of get the shape of her chin, maybe like that. Maybe. I don't know if that's right. I definitely don't have enough time to kind of work on that. Drawing faces off the cuff is not my forte. I mean, okay at it, but like I need a little bit more time. So we're on the fourth one. So I'm gonna do one more after this. Get a little loose. Try to get loose. Start out with the head. I'm trying to be very loose, much looser than before with this. One thing that's really interesting is I need to turn this down. Oh my gosh. I got some music in the background that I'm playing, and like it does two things to me. It kind of like sets the pace for my drawing, which is a good and bad thing, because it's setting the pace for my drawing. It means I'm moving a little bit more quickly. So this is she's like on a stand. There's some sand dune here. I'm moving a little bit more quickly, but because of that, it's the pace. I'm not really being as mindful with everything. Anyways. And her arms go this way. They're going out. That's a terrible 2-minute drawing. What I do? No, I don't want to do that. All right, let's go ahead and do one more drawing. Always start with the head. Start with the head, and then getting her arm, because it's kind of torquing this way, and then it's probably need it. There we go. And let's see, her face kind of is terrible. I'm not even getting the chin right. Let's go ahead. Oh, let's do this. Get this torso in. And then her hips are pivoting this way. All right, and then her buttocks, like that. And then there we go. And then she's got another arm. So notice how I'm just kind of doing like a sweeping motion for the arms. I'm doing this specifically because it's like 2 minutes. It's a 2-minute drawing. I don't have enough time to kind of like really go at the nitty gritty. And notice how I'm like blocking out the hands, right? I don't have the luxury of like really defining these forms. It's a 2-minute drawing. So when you're doing a 2-minute drawing, you have to kind of simplify lots of things. Let me get her hair. Nope. Like this is supposed to be like the shape of her hair, right? So that's it for this. That was a pretty good 2-minute drawing. Now let's go ahead and go to 5 minutes. What I need to do in the 5 minute is I have to maintain the speed of a 2-minute drawing and then dial it back a little later. So we're going to go ahead and do a couple 5-minute drawings. I usually skip ones that I don't find intriguing. I'm looking for ones that I personally kind of like, but also ones that I feel that are interesting. So I'm going to go, I think this one's okay. I'll do this one. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try something a little bit different. Like we're gonna add the top and the bottom here, this right here, and then right here for the head. I struggle with getting some shapes to kind of some angles to kind of denote like form. Okay. So we're going to make the head smaller as a block. This is a block this time. I'm going to treat it like it's a mannequin because my goal is to get everything else on there. So let's go ahead and we got the pit of her neck, and we're going to draw like a curve to kind of represent her chest, a little bit of her belly. Technically, it kind of flattens out here, but I want to exaggerate the pivot from her stomach into her pubic area, right there. And we're going to draw a shape kind of exhibit the angle of like her lats. Obviously, she's not a superhero, so she doesn't have like pronounced lats, right? And we're going to do something like this. Pretend that's her rib cage, and the rib cage goes up, and then we're going to pretend that we're not drawing her breast yet. We're going to skip on that, and then draw some shapes for. We're going to draw some shapes for like the legs, and then another shape for the other leg, like this. I need to bring down her foot. And we're going to remove this for a second, and this, and bring down her foot, because it's going to come off the paper. So notice that when you're drawing, you want to be able to change scales, right? So this feels a little bit more right. So now look what I'm doing here. I'm drawing a shape for the calf and leg muscle, and just blocking it out. You know, a lot of pros are really good at this, where they're able to get the exact curve, and I'm not good enough for that yet. I'm okay. Like, I'm like a jack of all trades when it comes to art. Like, I'm decent at certain things. You know, like, you have me draw a figure, I can do a figure pretty decently. You have me draw a landscape, I can do a landscape pretty decently. You have me do abstract work, I can do abstract work pretty decently, but I don't have like a niche. You know, like everyone that you see that's really popular on all the social media, they have something that they're doing that they do over and over again. I don't have that. I just kind of have I kind of like doing things. So I think maybe a niche that I would like to get into is the figure, because I'd like to be really, 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 really good at it. Because if you can draw the figure and the face, you can draw almost anything. You know, so here we go. Her forearm, tricep kind of makes like it's kind of like rounded a little bit. And then she's actually got some pretty she's got some nice deltoids. She's got some beefy arms, some beefy delts. And I don't have enough time here, but this would have been a really nice start for a 5-minute. This is a really nice start for a drawing. Like I think it's a really nice start for a drawing. Like, I don't got a lot done, but I think it was starting to really form out her head. She's looking down. And that's about it. Let's go ahead and add like part of her breast that I didn't get to, you know, and maybe add a little bit of line here. And I think I'll come back to this one a little later, because I might come back to this one a little bit later. We're going to find one more figure to work with. So this one's pretty good for a 5-minute one. So let's go back and we're going to do this one. We're going to do another one. This one looks okay. So we're going to draw a line, top of the head, a line for where I think the feet are. And I'm going to draw a line from top to bottom. And I'm looking at the figure, and her head is on this side, but her, like, it feels like her calf and her foot are on the other side of that line. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Okay. When I'm drawing her, so we're just going to draw like a shape for the head, like that. This is a shape for her head. Draw a line from this area right here, which is supposed to be the line from her ear to like her pit of her neck, you know, something like that. As I said, she's looking far off. Okay, like she's looking far off. And let's go ahead and draw a line, some lines. Let's see here. I'm gonna draw some lines here. That's supposed to be like the clavicle, right? And from her pit of her neck, we're gonna get the angle of her chest, which is this way. And it's kind of curving. As I said, her head is on the opposite side. So I'm gonna use that information here. We're gonna draw a little shape here, like that. Just simple a shape. And then we're gonna use that information. We're gonna use this information now. She kind of got, I think she's got like a long torso. And we're gonna do something like this. And then make a line. And then another line. Because her leg, this is what her leg's doing. She's I do think I need to extend her leg down again, so we're going to remove this and move her foot down even further. Make it sense. Make it make sense, right? And the other leg sweeps down like this. We're just going to draw like a shape going this way, and then another shape going this way. Like that. And then foot, again, making just simple shapes for like the feet and legs, you know. And then her arm kind of crosses over. This is where her hand's at. And her arm crosses over. Something like that. And then I think what I've done is I kind of made her torso a little longer than it really is. And don't worry about this. When you're drawing these figures, you don't want to have to worry about if your head looks correct or not. Not at this point. Although I can see how people get kind of like caught up on that. You know? I think I need to make this part a little bit thinner. And then her other arm kind of comes off to the side here. At least it feels like it does. That. I think I made her arms too long, torso too long, the legs too short, and partially because I know I need to extend the legs a little bit. And what's fooling me is because her torso is kind of curving, you know? So that's what's fooling me at this point. You know? All right. Let's do one more. Okay. This one is a seated pose, but it's interesting enough. So what I'm going to do, because it's a really confusing seated pose, I'm going to just make some like lines here. That's supposed to kind of get the shapes that I'm seeing here. Like, she's all over the place. She's on a chair, and then her back is on the side of the handle or the armrest, right? So it looks really, it's a very difficult pose, but because there's all these nice angles, like it, in my opinion, it's much easier than some of the other poses, because the angles allow for like just more like give with placement, you know? right? It just allows me to kind of move things around. So let's go ahead. We're just going to tighten things up really early on because I'm kind of warmed up, you know, and I'm not kind of warmed up, but I'm feeling like my marks are getting a little bit more positive, a little bit more sure. You know, they're a little bit more confident now that I've kind of drawn for the past, for a while. There we go. Just getting these there you go. Something like this. Nope. I think I need to put the leg further out like that. And then, as I said, there's technically she's sitting right here on a chair, and this leg right here is coming off, sweeping off to the side here. And this right here is sweeping off not sweeping, it's just down here. Notice what I did here? I made like a little ankle bridge. So let's go ahead and bring her foot like that. And then her other leg kind of sweeps out right here. And this is all right. This is the kind of drawing that I would need to spend a lot of time on. But it's also one of those poses that you can get more done quickly because of the angles. So I'm gonna move this over here for a second, and I want to this is kind of awkward. Her face. Yeah, this one is awkward. This is where I would need to spend a little bit more time on because of the head. You know, there's but it's not bad. It's not a bad start for a head. I think I made it a little bit big on this rendition. And then so I get this, let's go ahead. We're just going to play around with this now. And we're going to start adding some, I don't know what I'm going to add. Shoot. Never mind, I ran out of time. Let's stop session. I'm going to work on this first one for a little bit more because I like that one. I'm going to work on this one for a little bit more just because I liked it. I liked where it was going. I just want to play around with it for a little bit more. And not for a lot, just for maybe a few minutes, like 5 minutes or so. We'll see where it takes me. Just kind of tighten things up a little bit for fun. Technically this arm is probably a little bit higher. What you might not... The thing about doing these type of figurative works is like what's really people have a hard time doing. Like a lot of artists have gotten really good at like creating like this ideal figure. Like a lot of those fancy, cool artists on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. They can draw from life, but like they're drawing like an ideal version of that person. So like You know, what makes this one a little bit more unique is I'm kind of capturing the shape of this person as opposed to like if I was someone like Reiki or I don't know, Ross Draws or any one of those. They would definitely they would make it more make her more idealized, you know, and add a little oomph in certain areas and strengthen, make things a little bit more, you know, sexy, right? Is really what I'm trying to say. So they would that's what they would do. They would make it more sexy, but you know, I think I want to capture likenesses before I can make drawing sexy. It's going to be a while before I get to that point. All right, we're just kind of playing around. And yeah, just kind of having a little bit of fun. I think I under exaggerated the curve on her leg here. Like I think I could definitely make this a little bit more curvier. I undershot it. My bad. So I think that looks a little bit more like what her leg is. All right, something like that's fine. I don't know. All right, kind of. And then let's draw like some lines here. I'm gonna draw on this for about 2 more minutes and just call it a day. Just like, you know, just do that. We'll call it a day. Just spend a little bit more time on it, you know, and basically make it feel a little bit more complete comparatively. Because some drawings I just kind of some figures or sometimes certain figures just resonate with me. Not like the more attractive ones or the more beautiful figures, but like the ones that have like just interesting qualities to them. Like either it could be like the value, you know, like there's something really working with the value, you know, that allows for a more interesting drawing for me, you know. And this arm, oops. There we go. I think that looks good. Yeah, she's got a little bit more fit arms than you would think. So like, even though you see these kind of rounded forms, she's got some pretty defined areas. So she might go to the gym and do a couple delt raises, you know. Trying to get the right marks here. Anyways, I think I'm done. But I could say that I feel like these are pretty good. Not bad. Now that I look at this, I think her arm could be extended out a little bit further. Obviously, I probably could lengthen this whole area a little bit, but I think this area is pretty good. Her head feels a little bit squished, and that's partially because I need to extend this out. And once I extend this out, I probably could make the head larger with relation to everything. But that's it, man. You know, that is it. Pretty easy day. I think these were pretty good drawings. If I look at some of these, like we look at this one is really starting to turn out. That one, there were some qualities in there that I liked. I think if I were able to draw her again, I'd be a little bit better. But like, you know, that was a pretty good 2-minute drawing. This was a good 5-minute extended drawing. You know, 5 to 10-minute drawing, a sketch really. So, anyways, that is it. Just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's live art stream. I'll be back tomorrow for more drawing goodness. All right, let's do a few things. Let's get this. There we go. I want to say thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful night. Cheers, my friends. Bye. All right.